Cripsilla.
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 Hey guys, I'm back to show you how the poster for the Slide Into Our DMs 46 episode was created. So, if you remember, most of the stories in that episode weren't very visual, and I had trouble coming up with a concept for it. But then I realized that probably the most heartbreaking story in that collection of stories was the first one that we read. It was about the two teenagers who got attacked while they were on a date. So I'm using this picture that I googled. It's two teenagers basically who were looking like watching the sunset. That's how I visualized the two teenagers in the story. If you recall, the guy was I think 17 and the girl was supposed to be 13, and they were at the beach just hanging out on a date, and they didn't tell their parents. They basically snuck out, and it was there that they got attacked by three unknown guys, and things happened, and it was just really super sad. And I'm not going to repeat here what happened because that's probably not what you came here for. Ang pinanonood nyo dito is yung poster. So yeah, as usual, I'm going to use vectors to trace their shapes because I plan to just make this a silhouette of them while they watch. Probably instead of the sunset, the moon, the beach, just the two of them. And I realized while making this episode na mas mahirap i-gawa ng poster ang true crime more than horror. Kasi pagka horror, usually there's a visual aspect to it. May something na nakakatakot na nakikita nung nagkikwento ng story. Whereas kapag true crime, it's the actions of people na that makes the story. So, ang hirap i-conceptualize nun into a poster. Ang hirap gawin. In fact, some of the posters na nagawa namin before that I didn't really like ay mga true crime na related na posters. Anyway, so ito yung lalaki. Tinry kong paghiwalayin yung shapes ng buong torso niya. Hiwalay dun sa arms and hands because hindi ko pa alam kung anong gagawin ko sa kanya later kung paano ko kukulayan. And it's better na magkahiwalay muna sila kasi it's easier to combine them later on kung kailangan. Instead of magkasama na sila tapos saka ko sila paghihiwalayin kung if I decide to go that way. As you probably already know ngayon, whenever I make posters, wala talaga ako concrete plans kung ano magiging final result niya. I just play along with it and see kung anong maganda, what works and what doesn't, and then make changes along the way. Kaya rin nagtatagal yung process ng paggawa ng poster kasi nga ako mismo ang nagpapatagal. So ito naman yung shape naman ng girl. Surprisingly, mabilis lang gawin itong shapes nila. I didn't really go for accuracy or something kasi knowing myself, ang ending nito is super dilim na naman. And kung ano mang um, mali sa shapes or what, maitatago naman yan later. Anyway, ayan. I think, if I remember correctly, someone commented on the previous video saying na mas madaling gawin tong vectors sa Illustrator, which I agree. Most people say that. Kaso I don't use Illustrator because number one, ayokong bumili ng software as much as possible. Kung ano yung free na naka-install na sa laptop, yun na lang yung ginagamit ko. And two, yes, mas madali siguro sa Illustrator, but that would also take parang a learning curve before mo siya magamay. I'm not sure. I don't remember using Illustrator before. So, tinatyaga ko tong sa sa Keynote, which I think works for me naman. It does the job basically. So, yeah. Thank you for the suggestion. I might consider using Illustrator later on kapag talagang di na kinakaya ng Keynote ang mga gusto kong mangyari sa poster. Pero so far, for now, hindi naman din siya pang malakasang poster. Very simple lang. Ayan. Okay, ayan. So it's just now a matter of grouping the shapes together para kapag ni-resize, sumusunod lahat. And I had to resize the girl because she's supposed to be 13. Ayan. So ganyan ang magiging itsura ng poster kapag okay na. So now I'm experimenting on coloring sila. And I chose gradients muna. By the way, you're probably wondering bakit dire-diretso ang salita ko ngayon tapos dire-diretso din yung paggawa ng poster. So I tried something new. Instead of talking while doing the actual poster, ni-record ko muna yung paggawa ko ng poster, and now I'm doing a voice-over on it. If this works, then I'll do this for future episodes. Pero kung nahirapan din ako, I don't know. What I learned about podcasting, about content creation is hindi mo makukuha on the first try yung gusto mo. There's so much room to improve, and you don't have to be too hard on yourself kapag hindi mo pa nakuha kaagad. You should forgive yourself kapag hindi perfect yung first attempt mo. I don't think anyone really expects a perfect first attempt. Kung perfectionist ka, that can be a source of disappointment for you, and baka yun pa yung makapag hinder sa'yo sa pag create ng content kasi nadismaya ka na eh. Hindi ka natuwa dun sa first attempt. But the thing is, you shouldn't think like that. Kasi wala, just allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to make that mistake, and then huwag mo na lang ulitin, or find a way to improve it kung madidiscover mo rin naman what works for you eventually. Ito, I had to resize her to her original size kasi nalimutan kong ilagay yung space in between her body and her elbow. Kaya din talaga ang tagal-tagal ko gumawa ng poster kasi ang dami kong mali-mali. And then I end up going back para i-correct yung mga mali na yun. And so I hope you have the patience for this video, listening to me while doing this. This is gonna be like a 20-minute video, so ewan ko kung mauubusan ako ng kuda later. Yan, so I played with the color blue muna for now. For some reason, I always gravitate to blue kapag gumagawa ng posters. Blue, black, gray, ganyan. Kaya karamihan ng mga previous posters namin ganun yung theme. Ewan ko. But sometimes I deliberately move away from that. Iniiba ko talaga yung color scheme just to experiment. And ang lagi ko nilang inisip, if it doesn't work, edi next poster ayusin ko. Parang ganun. Like I said, don't be too hard on yourself. Masyado na nga tayong maraming problema. Marami na tayong masyadong iniisip. And doing this is supposed to be a source of joy. Kung um, mahilig kang gumawa-gawa ng mga graphics and art, minsan nga therapy to eh. So, don't ruin it by expecting it to be perfect. And just enjoy the process. And kung hindi matuwa ang mga tao sa ginawa mo, then take that constructively. Baka naman talaga may hindi ka nakikita na nakikita nila. Or may nakikita kang hindi nila nakikita. The thing is, minsan matter of taste lang talaga. What I learned pa is sometimes it's good to ask for feedback while you're still doing the poster, pero only do that with people na you trust. Ask feedback only from people whose taste level ay katiwa-tiwala. Kasi if you're going to accept feedback from just about everyone, tas iba-iba yung taste nila, baka hindi ka na matapos. Kasi if you're going to follow every advice, hindi rin maganda yun. So limit it to just one person that you trust. Ito is supposed to, yung bilog sa taas is supposed to be the moon, and then I'm trying to recreate yung reflection niya on the water to make it obvious na nasa harap sila ng a body of water like a beach. Ganyan. So I'm trying to make it flowy and very curvy, but it's not working. Kasi hindi siya mukhang reflection ng moon sa water or ng source of light. And I'm not happy with it. Pero minsan kasi habang ginagawa mo at ayaw mo yung itsura at wala ka pa namang ibang idea, just leave it there because inspiration will strike you later on and makakaisip ka ng something na makakapag-improve sa kanya. Ayan. So instead of making curvy yung mga ends, I made them really sharp. And then I had this idea to add noise. Ito is supposed to be waveforms sa radio. Kasi may mga guhit-guhit yun. And, ayan. So, I think it pretty much works. Kasi ngayon, nagmukha ng tubig. My phone is ringing somewhere. Sorry. Ayan. So, nagmukha na siyang moonlight over water. O, diba? Minsan mga ganyang aksidente, mga naisip mo bigla, yun pala yung mag-work more than what you planned in the first place. So more or less, mukha nang nasa harap sila ng dagat. And at this point, hindi pa rin ako natutuwa sa poster because it looks so empty. So far, it's just the two of them, the beach, the moon, ayan. So now I'm trying to recreate or create yung space behind them, which is supposed to be yung sand or whatever. And ayan, trying to play around with the colors ng water because of course, blue for the sea, it's wow, groundbreaking. Tapos ngayon, yung gradients nila, I thought na ang ganda nung pagkaka-strike ng light sa kanila. Kaso somehow, it looks like the light is coming from above. Wala namang source of light sa taas. Ang source of light is the moon in front of them. So I'm trying to re-angle yung nila, yung gradient para magmukhang galing dun sa moon. Okay, hindi. Di pala yun yung ginawa ko dito. But that's what I'll do later. Okay, may naisip na naman akong ilagay dito. Okay, so I thought of putting an island there para hindi naman masyadong empty yung space. Ayan. O, diba? Really just basic shapes. No point in making it really complicated. Just be able to make a general image of whatever it is na gusto kong palabasin dyan. So, it's supposed to be an island with a little hill on it. Ayan. O, di tapos. Ayan. Pag sinabing island, island na yan. Huwag nyo na i-contest. Ganda naman, no? A lot of times, kung kailan nandun na ako sa paggawa ng poster, doon ko lang maiisip na maglagay ng mga stuff. And even more times, kung kailang tapos na, saka ko maiisip na, ay sana ganun pala yung ginawa ko. Pero huli na kasi naka-publish na yung episode, na-post ko na yung poster. Ayan, so I added stars sa langit na ni-recycle ko from an older poster. Ayan. So, nagmukha ng medyo may konting depth yung sky. Okay, so yan, problema ko pa rin yung tubig kung paano kukulayan. And so far, hindi pa rin ako natutuwa sa color nung sky. So now, violet na siya. Pati dun sa color ng dalawa, actually, ng dalawang characters, medyo hindi pa ako satisfied dyan. So now, I thought of adding, of course, silhouette ng mga damo-damo. May damo sa beach. Pwede naman di ba? May mga beach na may madamong part. Basically, just to show na they're being watched by someone. This is point of view ng someone watching them. Ayan. And it has to be dark para madali siyang mag-blend into the image. I mean, you can always choose na leave that those objects na may color. Pero color green on top of this violet, parang hindi siya magandang choice. Besides, if everything else is a flat image and then bigla ka maglalagay dyan ng image na like 3D, like yung grass kanina, hindi siya magandang look. Okay, now, so naisip ko na yung gradient niya is circular, radial, yung glow. Basically, putting the focus back dun sa dalawa. Now, the ground is violet din. This thing that they're sitting on, this is supposed to be like a blanket, pero hindi, it's not coming across as a blanket, pero bahala na. Right. You can see the struggle sa pag-iisip ko ng next na gagawin. Kasi aware ako na naka-screen record yung poster. Struggle is real. Okay, so ngayon yung tubig dark violet na. And then, hindi pa rin ako happy sa color nilang dalawa. So, at the last minute, I decided na maging silhouette na lang sila. So, all of that gradient na de-decide ko kanina kung saan manggagaling yung light source, blah, 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 all of that went to waste because eventually, ginawa ko lang din silang completely black. Okay. Ganun din, isang madalas na nangyayari sa akin. I spend time doing something which I will scrap later on. And itong itong paggawa nitong poster na to, originally, kung hindi to naka time lapse, this is over 1 hour ulit. Pero I'm guessing no one's really patient enough to listen to me na magsalita for 1 hour na walang kausap. And basically, these videos na ginagawa ko, they're just bonus content anyway. So, pagpasensya nyo na if I don't really sound interesting. Interesting. Ayan, bigla ko naisip maglagay ng lighthouse. On top of the hill. O, diba? O, di mas nagmukha na siya tuloy lalong isla talaga. Oh, okay. Siyempre, kung may lighthouse, merong light. And I found another excuse to put a source of light there. Like I said, favorite na favorite ko yung gawin sa mga posters. I don't know. They're easy to do. And you get to play around with the glow, with the colors. Tapos, it always somehow works. It's just a matter of coloring them correctly. Oh, diba? So, nagkakaroon na ng konting, oops. Yan. Nagkakaroon ng konting layers dun sa picture. Yan. O, diba? Okay, for some reason. Okay. So, naisip ko lagyan din ng glow yung moon. O nga naman, moon yun. So, dapat may konting glow. O, diba? Then, put that glow behind. Boom. If you didn't know the story, I suggest you listen to Slide Into Our DMs number 46. I think ito yung pinakaunang story dun sa episode na yun. And we really had no idea na ganun ka-dark yung mangyayari. And we were just really taken aback. It was really a sad story. And even the aftermath ng pangyayari dun sa story was also sad. Even for the people for their families. Yan. So, naisip ko naman galawin yung kamay niya for some reason. I found something wrong with it na hindi naman talaga perceptible. And I improved it in my mind, pero parang di rin naman. But yeah. I think eventually, with more and more practice, may improve ko naman tong craft na to. I'll be able to make better posters with practice talaga. For now, ito yung training grounds ko paggawa ng posters for our episodes. Who knows, di ba? Paano kung dumating yung time na ang galing-galing kong gumawa ng poster, maging career siya. Di ba? So ngayon, practice lang. And so I thought of adding the 3 villains dun sa story. Villains, sorry, it made it sound like fiction, but the 3 culprits. Silhouette lang ng mga lalaki, and so far I don't want to spend too much time on recreating them. So pwede na yan. Doesn't have to be like super perfect. Okay na yan. They're just gonna be shadows anyway. Wag lang sila magmukhang corporate talaga because they're not corporate guys. They're basically 3 drug addicts. So even if you haven't listened to the story yet and you see this poster, you already have an idea na okay, something bad is about to happen to those 2 people. Yeah. And also knowing me, kung ano yung mangyari dito sa poster na to, how it ends, minsan madalas hindi pa yun yung final na itsura niya because I still make some edits kung may naalala pa ako later, like minsan nakahiga na ako then saka ko may isip na shit, parang mas magandang gawin na ganito. So babangon ako ulit, hindi ko ulit laptop and then make that edit. Tapos i-re-upload ko siya ulit sa Anchor kung saan ina-upload yung poster art. Basically just go through it again just because may naisip akong something that works better. But that sounds so tedious. Sounds like parang overworking yourself. Pero you won't be complaining kapag gusto mo talaga yung ginagawa mo. If it's something you enjoy. Pagod na siya kapag may involved na meron ka ng boss who's making you do this. But if it's your hobby, ang saya niyang gawin. Kahit sobrang nakakapagod talaga and it takes time. So ngayon naisip ko na, I don't know, lagyan sila ng upuan. I don't know what I was thinking dito. Or medyo elevated na platform. Can't remember kung anong thought process ko dito. Come on. Alright, I think this is pretty much it. Pero for sure, meron pa akong maiisip na idagdag. And you can compare this with the final poster and see kung anong nagbago. Thank you for watching. Bye!